And by the end, they told me, hey, I'm sorry, like, you clearly have something here. You didn't just tell me nice stories, but you have the data to back it up. And like that, the things that we use and have been pretty successful with is we have, and I'll give you our end state because some of it we're still working on, but we have a pre-survey. So when someone comes to us and provides us kind of an intake of information, what are you looking for? What would you call it? Who's on your team? What are your deadlines? Do you have money or not? Those kinds of things. We also, as we're kind of ingesting that and drafting a campaign for them, we also ask them questions like, what would success look like? And then what would full success versus incremental success versus significant advancement? What would those things look like? What are your goals? And by capturing that ahead of time, at the end, we have a closeout survey. So where we ask them a bunch of questions like, was this successful and how successful was it? A question we also ask in pre-survey is, if you were to do this traditionally, how much would it cost in time and in maybe procurement dollars? And then at the end, we ask that same follow-up question. Okay, now we know what we spent on this project in time and whatever, if there's a cost. Now that we know what it actually was, let's make an apples to apples comparison. Here's what you said you would have done, would have got you X. But this thing actually got you 10x. And so we end up with how successful was it based on the opinions of the project owner. We end up with what were the cost savings of doing it this way versus doing it traditional methods. But by asking these very specific questions over a long period of time, we've developed both aggregate and specific data sets that we can provide when we're selling. And by the end, they told me, hey, I'm sorry, like, you clearly have something here. You didn't just tell me nice stories, but you have the data to back it up. And like that, having said data is extremely important. So we've been able to capture that through soft dollars, not hard dollars, but if you can get hard dollars, even better. But I think being very particular with what questions you ask, when you ask them, and keep consistent throughout all of your projects, even though it's hard, that'll allow you to have a really good measure of your savings or whatever it is that you're trying to do.
Yeah.